Hey everyone, it's Taylorverse, and I have bad news. Well, Eggman Revolution fucking reset everything. And then suddenly will not fucking work. So we're gonna try Midnight Cinderella. Also, I know that I called it Eichmann Revolution. I know the correct pronunciation is Eichmann Revolution. I was making fun of how Americans pronounce Japanese very wrong. Or Chinese, or Korean, or any other fucking language. So this is also by the Eichmann people. As you can see, under Midnight Cinderella, it says Eichmann Royal Romances. So I think this will be just as good. I really hate that Eichmann Revolution fucked up. Oh, God. I forgot that you're supposed. I'm so sorry. That was loud as fuck. Oop. See? I turned down the wrong thing. Shit, fuck. All of a sudden, you're transformed from a commoner to fucking hell. You can just pause it and read it. Who will be your one and only prince? Alan Crawford. The fucking hell. It goes by too fast. Y'all are just gonna have to pause and read anything on the screen, because this goes by too fast for me to read everything, for most of them. Like that one. I started to go ahead and read it. And I couldn't. I just took a fucking breath, and it was gone. Midnight Cinderella. Oh, fuck. I've been made princess of the kingdom. Against insurmountable odds, I've been made princess of Wisteria. And now it's up to me to choose my prince. Hello. Louis, look me in the eyes. Speak your desire and consider it done. A fateful romance with a mysterious duke, Giles. Don't look away from me, your highness. Or would you prefer we continue our lessons tonight behind closed doors? A forbidden affair with my seductive tutor. Alan, I've got to hear it. Say you're mine. As long as you're with me, I'll never let anything harm you. Though a passionate romance with a knight in shining armor doesn't sound bad either. And so the pages of my Cinderella story begin to turn. Who will become my Prince Charming? Ugh, loading. Hey! The sound of midnight bells echoed throughout the castle. I hastily descended the crimson-carpeted stairs, lifting my dress so as not to trip. I have to hurry. Leaving the palace is strictly forbidden, let alone at this hour. But I really have no choice. Suddenly, as if plucked up by some unknown force, I found my body suspended in the air. Ah! The high heels I had barely gotten used to slipped off as I tripped forward wildly. I closed my eyes, bracing for impact. It's all over now. But instead, I found myself in the security of a strong pair of arms. What are you doing here at such an hour, princess? As the man's words echoed close to my ears, I retraced the events leading up to me sneaking out of the castle. Hello? Hello? Okay, I think I got it working now. No, wait, please? The resounding groan of the closing palace gates concluded in a deep thud. Commoners are never allowed into the palace except for today, though it looks like I won't be getting in. I'd come to the palace with my invitation in hand. I, like all the other women in the kingdom, was invited to the selection process for future princess-elect. Such has been Wisterian tradition for as long as anyone can remember. The princess-elect will both rule the kingdom and choose the future prince consort of Wisteria. It's almost like a fairy tale. Not that it matters. I didn't come here hoping to become the princess anyways. I'm just a simple home tutor. I can't even imagine what a life as princess would be like. My reason for coming to the palace was much simpler. Well, I've made it this far. It would be a waste to turn back now. There must be some way to get in. A streak of motion caught my eye as I scanned the palace walls for an entrance. Ew, was that a rat? As I watched the rodent dart up the vines, it dawned on me. Scale the wall by vine? Nah, there's no way it'll hold. But for this short a climb, it might just work. With my eyes fixed on the goal above, I tightened my grasp around a vine and then... Oh, he loaded in. Very strange. Please tell me this isn't what it looks like. Uh-oh. Turning around, Okay. I found myself face to face with a young man fitted in armor from head to toe, and he did not look happy. Wonderful. Spotted, and by a knight from the looks of it. I broke into a cold sweat in the face of the knight's intense gaze. Oh, there he is. This is the part where you explain yourself. Oh, nothing to explain, really. I replied with a nervous laugh, the knight's intense gaze somehow making my voice one octave higher than usual. Oh, really? Then you trying to monkey up that wall is nothing, I take it. Yes, it's nothing. I mean, no monkey business here or anywhere. You're a terrible liar. Who are you anyway? Oh! Taylor. Time zone. Okay, Eastern Standard Time. Loading! Taylor, then. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of this one. Excuse me, Sir Knight. Might I trouble you for an entrance to the palace? The knight furrowed his brow and glared at me in silence for a few moments before speaking again. Are you crazy? I don't even know what you're doing here in the first place. As I took the full brunt of the knight's gaze, I recalled my dear student's face and the promise I had set to uphold. It's kind of crazy, but there's something I need to know. Can I ask you for a favor, miss? Having snared my attention with an open picture book, she continued. See these flowers? They say they grow in the palace courtyard. And they grant wishes. That's how I'm gonna make Mommy better again. Can you find me one? I couldn't possibly refuse such an innocent request. And if I miss this chance now... The knight let out a sigh. Oh, so you're another special guest. He shot a look of disdain at the invitation in my hand. You almost had me there for a second. You should have just told me you came for a shot at being princess. Bounding off a statue, the young knight briskly made his way up to the palace wall. I wasn't lying. I came here to search for something, and I can't leave without it. The knight looked down at me from the wall above. His lips curled into a mischievous smile. Did I convince him? My passion must have struck a chord, as something in the knight's eyes began to soften. That's so. With a laugh, the knight extended a hand toward me. Grab on. You're just going to pull me up? Well, how else did you plan on getting in? Placing my hand in his, I was instantly whisked upward. Whoa. Cradled in the knight's strong arms, I found myself high above the castle walls. But before I could even take in the view, we returned to solid ground. Well, thank you so much, Sir Knight. Don't mention it. Now, do what you have to. Just don't go making any more trouble. And with a swish of his crimson cape, the knight made his way for the palace. Sir Alan, where have you been? I got a little sidetracked. Just don't let Giles find out. He'll never let me hear the end of this. Sir Alan, huh? A sigh escaped my lips as I looked across the vast palace grounds. Well, I'm in. Now I've got to find that flower. But it may be easier said than done. This palace is huge. As I began my search, I wandered into the hallway filled with the sound of distant music and chatter. What's going on? I made my way toward the sound and found an elegant parlor filled with ornately dressed women. Ah, these must be the coordinates for Princess-elect, but I can't let myself get distracted. I still have to find that flower. Just as I was about to leave the room... Ladies, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Facing the throng was a man of bewitching elegance, his majestic voice resounding throughout the parlor. Oh, it's Chamberlain Giles. Chamberlain Giles, as in the king's advisor? As you know, today is a momentous day, for one of you shall be chosen as Princess-elect. Chamberlain Giles began to explain how the selection process would happen. So the Princess-elect will be chosen here. But I need to stay focused on my goal. I shouldn't be here. I left the silver platters of champagne, macarons, and cakes behind, though with great reluctance. Oh, why do the people load in so weird? It's just like a fucking floating face, and then the rest of them. Well, what have we here? I had escaped the temptation to indulge, but not the power of Giles' observation. Those flowers might not even exist, but if they do, they'll be in the courtyard. I crouched over a nearby flower bed and began my hunt. Without warning, I heard footsteps approach from behind. Am I busted? I turned to find a man of striking elegance, his gaze cold as ice. Oh, he's pretty. What are you doing here? I'm looking for something. There's no point in trying to make up a lie. He'll probably laugh at me, but there's no backing out now. A white flower from a storybook. The man's hardened expression gave way to surprise, but only briefly. In the next moment, his eyes had narrowed coldly. Are you truly foolish enough to believe in a fairy tale? Okay, maybe it sounds stupid. For a second, my heart wavered. The flower wasn't likely to even exist after all. But I'm not going home without properly searching. The aristocrat let out a sigh as I nodded in agreement. You'd best leave immediately after finding your precious flower. The palace is no place for the likes of you. What does he mean by that? The blue-clad nobleman turned his back to me and started to walk away. My lord, may I have your name? Lewis. But you needn't remember it, for I doubt we'll ever meet again. What a strange guy. I watched Louis disappear into the shadowy passageway. Just as I was about to resume my search, "Excuse me, miss." Oh no. Who is it now? Turning to face whoever had arrived, I found none other than Chamberlain Giles standing before me. I thought he was still in the parlor with all the princess candidates. What's he doing here? I'm definitely getting kicked out of the palace now. Maybe for my life. An elegant smile floated across Giles' face as he watched me fall into a panic. "If my lady would be so kind as to follow me, please. I assume you wouldn't want to return to the parlor with your clothes covered in mud." Giles's look gave the impression I wouldn't have more luck budging a boulder than trying to argue. "Maybe it's best I go with the flow. I've arranged a fresh change of clothes for you. Please follow me." Taken by Giles, you arrived at a boutique. "Now, if you please change your clothes." "Oh. Sweet." I'm gonna go with that. And then... Is it just me, or are those exactly the fucking same? Those are exactly the fucking same. You're even more beautiful now. Is this your desired look? Yeah. I guess so. You look ravishing. Though simple in design, the workmanship and beauty of the clothes I had been given was stunning. Simple tutors like myself would never have the privilege of wearing anything this fancy. Is this all right? Me wearing this dress, I mean? I really don't feel right about this. Giles gave me a reassuring smile. "Ah, the dress. Pay it no worry. It's yours to keep." "Oh, but I couldn't. I insist. After all, gifts are to be accepted." Thank you." Any urge to protest was stifled by Giles' smile. There was nothing else I could say. I can't exactly fumble through a flower bed dress like this. Is my task doomed to remain unfulfilled? A small sigh escaped my lips just before a slender arm wrapped itself around my hips. "What?" "Stand up straight, and mind the sighs. They're not becoming. You're the princess-elect, after all." What did he say? My mind went blank. I'm sorry, did you just say I have been chosen as princess-elect? Yes, that's exactly what I said. There's much to do, princess-elect of Wisteria. Please follow me. What? Tutorial. Tempted? But, like, it seems, like, straightforward, so I don't know. But, I mean, it's more content. So, in the next episode, we'll do the tutorial. If you like what I do, then subscribe. It's free, and everything's better when it's free, and ring that bell to be notified when I make new videos. If you have any suggestions, then leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys!